Can someone please convince me that we do this just for someone's 30-minute virtual inauguration? Or is there something else going on? Currently, it has been reported that there are about 25,000 soldiers in Washington, D.C. protecting the inauguration as a result of last week's Capitol riot. At least that is how the medias are portraying it. But can we really believe that? It is no secret that the medias today don't report the truth. They report what they want you to believe, and God knows which elites and special interests are behind these media outlets funding God knows what propagandas. But common sense people. The number of soldiers and National Guards we have in Washington, D.C. has exceeded the amount of soldiers we deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan combined, and more are on their way. The entire D.C. is on lockdown. Roads are blocked off, flights are canceled, businesses are closed, hotels are not open to civilians. More higher and larger walls and fences are being constructed and set up as we speak. It is funny how the incoming administration hates the southern border wall that protects American people. But now they want to hide behind multiple large walls and fences for their own little virtual inauguration. Absolute double standard and hypocrisy at its fullness. Military is setting up camps and checkpoints all over. Soldiers and National Guards are being given rifles with live ammos. It is hard to imagine how any protesters or civilians can even go there at this point. This surely looks a whole lot more like military takeover of a city than just some fancy preparation of the virtually inauguration. Could this be because the president has invoked the Insurrection Act or martial law and that the country is now under military rule? No one can confirm that. But we do know for sure that a large-scale military mobilization like this isn't something you would see in a normal day, and you better believe if there is really something going on, they would want to keep media out of this. I don't blame them. Do you feel that the media are trustworthy nowadays? Or maybe someone is way ahead in a chess match by using media's own deception tactics against them to create an impression that this is to protect the inauguration, but in reality it is for something else. Okay, enough speculation. Let's come to sense again. People need to understand military mobilization is very costly, and a scale like this can literally take months to prepare. If we are really doing all these just for Sleepy Joe's virtual inauguration, we the taxpayers should be furious that these same politicians were also the ones lividly advising against using military on violent rioters and looter across major cities during the past summer. Another absolute double standard and hypocrisy on display. I guess the question we really need to ask is who has the power to authorize such a large military mobilization. Especially we have now learned that National Guards will be deployed to D.C. from most states, including states like Louisiana, Minnesota, and even Puerto Rico and Hawaii. Places so remote that you wouldn't expect them to have any junk to do with the swampy Washington, D.C. in a normal day. There have been many sightings across the country of mile-long train full of military vehicles. Some people tried to downplay the significance of this by saying National Guards aren't real military. Yes, in normal circumstances, National Guards report to and get called in by the governors to assist in state affairs such as disaster relief and crowd control. However, they may also be mobilized federally. In that event, there is really no difference between National Guards and active troops, as they basically report to the same commander. The way things are now should be convincing that it is a federal mobilization, as governors in Hawaii or Wisconsin would have no business in deploying guards to Washington, D.C. One would think a federal mobilization of such scale would have to come from the President, our Commander-in-Chief, or the Pentagon Chief, Secretary of Defense. It is also possible that it could come from the FEMA under the Department of Homeland Security, as the President had recently approved an emergency declaration for the inauguration in D.C. Interestingly, Pentagon and Department of Homeland Security are currently under the authority of acting leaders, Chris Miller and Peter Gaynor, both of whom President Trump appointed recently. So it should be safe to assume President Trump is the one who deploys these troops and guards, but why does he need to do it on such a large scale? Does he authorize such a large-scale military mobilization just to support the 30-minute virtual inauguration of an incoming president on an election that he openly claimed wasn't free and fair? Or does he have other plans in mind? Let me know what you think.